No, this is Mike Swanson. I run the website WallStreetWindow.com, and the odds are that you're watching this video because you got an email from me telling you that it's up and on YouTube. Now, I'm just trying something out this afternoon, something I haven't done in quite some time, and that is I'm going to do a live stream, a live trading stream. This gives people the chance to come in and ask me questions live, but I haven't sent this out to the email because I just want to test this out to make sure I can even do a live stream. If it works, then I'll schedule these out and plan it out quite a bit better in the future. So I'm just going to step back for a minute or two and see if we can get some people who are just randomly on YouTube looking at videos to come in. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to share my screen so we can see the live trading action today and make note of it. And the way I'm going to do it is by loading up a small Robinhood account that I got. And, I set this account up a couple of years ago. Well, I'll talk about that in a moment. But you can see, this is the SPY, and it's down 0.63% today, down 3 points. Not a huge decline today, but it is happening. It's not that big of a deal. And the thing about Robinhood is it doesn't really show you much information to make a trading decision, which is something I've made note of before. I mean, this is the basic information we got, okay? But if we look at this in a weekly time frame instead of just daily, we can see it's up 3%. And really, when people look at the stock market, what they tend to focus on is the action of the moment, the action of the day, which is down 0.62%. But they got in mind the action of the past week, up 3%. And what's been going on is people inside the stock market have been experiencing a rebound from the January and February declines that carried over into March. And it's been a sharp rebound. It's taken the SP 500 even up to its 200-day moving average. But if we pull back over 3 months, we can see it's just a rebound within a larger decline. But it's hopeful. This weekend on Sunday, I did a video talking about I was looking for a breakout of the downtrend, and it happened. But can we grind higher? That remains to be seen. I don't think we're going to go immediately lower and stall out today, even though the markets are down so far today at 1 o'clock. Now, as I mentioned, this is a simple Robinhood account that I got. And I want to try to show you, if I can, what it's actually invested in. It's a small account for me, but while the market is down, this account is up. That's because it's invested in Newmont and SLV and IAU. Now, the funny thing about that, this account's worth $6,400 at the moment, but I actually liquidated my entire Robinhood account several months ago, withdrew all the money out of it because I realized I'm not paying any attention to it. It's not this is just a play account. I really have it just to see some of the other Robinhood lists, what I'll talk about in a few moments. But I've got an account, several accounts, much bigger than this one. I used to manage a hedge fund. This is just a play for me. But you can see what's happened with this account to see what I'm talking about. I drained it all out in, I think it was December. And then I thought, well, I put money back in it. I was going to make a bunch of videos showing some things in Robinhood, but I decided not to actually do it. But I put my money in these 3 things. Most of this is obviously SLV, the silver ETF, IAU, the gold ETF. And I hardly ever look at this account. I'm not trying to trade it. I'm probably going to liquidate it again at some point, maybe next year, because I think these positions are one that are going to go up for the rest of this year. So I'm just kind of in it. But what's neat, but what Robinhood has with it are these top 100 lists, which is what I talked about yesterday. And these are the, with Tesla, this is actually interesting. So yesterday, Tesla was the #1 stock on this list. It switched places with Apple, and I think AMC actually went up a little bit. So that's interesting. Some movement in the list this morning. Tesla falling back, Apple going up, and AMC, I think, actually went up a spot too. Now AMC happens to be up today and is one of the most watched stocks. I did a look at Google Trends to see what tickers people were searching in. AMC was the #1 ticker this morning, and it's up 16%. And there's a lot of people day trade AMC. They try to jump in and out of AMC, and because it's up, a lot of people are going into the stock. Now, I'm not a day trader. I don't look to jump in and out of stocks. I look to buy things that I can hold on to and think are going to go up in a sustainable way. And I diversify, but a lot of my core holdings are in gold and silver and mining stocks. Got a lot of energy stocks, a lot of commodity related stocks. And these are things I bought before this year, in which everyone is noticing energy going up now, and the gas prices going up. But I took an investment position, 2 years ago in energy stocks when people were trying to buy casinos or airliners in these cruise lines because they move up a lot and they see it on Robinhood. I was buying energy stocks. I was buying commodities. So I took a longer term view of things I think will go up, not just for a day, but are in a good buy point and can go up for, several years. And the inflation trend, it didn't just start now. It really started last year, and it's a trend that's going to go on. I think it's a secular trend that's an underlying part of the financial markets now. And that's why, this inflation is causing the bond market to be in a bear market. This is the TLT ETF, which is down. It's up today, but it's been declining sharply. And it fell before the stock market. LQD, really peaked out and started lower before the stock market did. Things such as the Arc ETF, the same thing. The Arc ETF fell before the NASDAQ 100 did. Now Arc is rebounding, and I hope it rebounds more. But I would not be shocked if Arc, doesn't turn down again this year before the stock market decline turns into the stock market rally that started the other week, it turns into another decline. Nothing goes straight up, and nothing goes straight down either. So what's going on in the markets today? Let me see if I can show you a different screen. I think I got to get to the Zoom controls here to show you the screen I want to, which is TC2000. This is the software I actually use to track what's going on inside the stock market. And here we're ranking at the moment all the stocks, by percent gain. This is the top gaining stock today. I never heard of it. Here's another one. Broad Capital Acquisition. Clear Secure. Now this one, out of all the ones we just looked at, I mean, I don't know anything about it, but this one has, I would say, the better chart pattern. You could draw a downtrend line connecting the November, December, February highs, and it's testing it right now. Can it break it? That's kind of getting far-fetched. But it's all kind of strange stocks today, I would say. This looks like, something that's been declining and probably short covering going on. Here's GameStop. So GameStop, an entire stock market, is number 17 among the top gaining stocks. So a lot of trading interest in GameStop. When AMC goes up, GameStop tends to go up. So all those Wall Street bets people, Robinhood people, they flock into stocks like this, and they get in them and try to day trade. And here's AMC, number 20, and on the list of top all the stocks, number 20, up 18%. So here we're going through the thing. Potash. Now that's a stock I don't own, but out of all the stocks that we've gone through, this is one I would say to you I believe in, because I believe in the commodity trend as a secular trend, and potash is part of that. The top gaining stock that I actually own that's gone up the most for me in the past 12 months is Mosaic, MOS. And it's in the same sector as that one, as potash. And here's another one, an agriculture thing. This is one, if I was looking for a trade, I would watch this pattern, a potential triangle pattern forming on this chart. Can it consolidate more after this huge recent return and breakout? I think they misplaced it. They say it's a real estate related thing. Here's another farm stock. Interesting. We're seeing agriculture farm stocks on this list. It looks like some weird SPAC. Here's a biotech stock breaking out today. A SPAC. I don't know what a penny stock SPAC is, but when you see stocks like this, I mean, this is just up. It's off its low 12%. I wouldn't be, it's just up a lot because it's gone down so much. That's not very interesting. It is, as Jesse, I see the comment you made, it is a simple meme stock mania. And, one of the things that shows me is that I believe the stock market is in a completely different trend, let's say, than it was last year. This, the bond market went into a bear market. Yields peaked out over a year ago. Arc, fell apart and started a bear market before the NASDAQ, before the S&P 500 did, before even Facebook crashed in January. But most people in the market are still trading as if we're still in the same situation as we were a year ago. That's why I believe so many people are still willing to trade the GameStops, the AMCs. That's why Tesla was number one as the most owned Robinhood stock yesterday, is number two today. But Tesla now has a market cap of over $800 billion. Tesla has more of a market cap in it than even the triple Qs do as a financial instrument. How's that even possible? Well, it's probably possible because of massive share dilution. There's massive exercise of options among the insiders. They are watering the stock. Elon Musk sold 10% of his holdings, and this extra stock gets on the market, and market caps are calculated by multiplying price times all the shares outstanding. So this flood of shares has caused the market capitalization for Tesla to explode over $800 billion. I would like to see that talked about on CNBC. I would like to see Kathy Wood explain that to the people that she talks to in her videos. You know, she makes out like Facebook, I mean, Tesla, both are basically the same in a certain sense, but Tesla, these are the low under stocks, the only stocks you should own, but people are still trading it. It's a meme stock. That's what it is. And Facebook transformed itself too from being a revenue generating company with high earnings growth into a meme stock. Zuckerberg saw ahead. You know, he's got more data about his company than we do. He saw that earnings were going to peak, that the users on Facebook, the number of daily users was actually going to decline. Americans are getting tired of it, or at least some of them, and not using it anymore. Earnings actually dropped for Facebook. So he tried to transform his entire company by changing the name into a meme, metaverse. And you're supposed to think of metaverse the same way people think about electric batteries and Tesla, that this is a concept company, this is the future, this is going to take over the entire internet. I think it's a hoax. I don't think it's ever going to happen. And I would avoid owning Facebook stock at all costs. If I still held it, I would liquidate and move that money into something else. Anyway, to continue on with the top gaining stocks, here's another SPAC. I don't understand what these SPACs are that are penny stocks. This is a new thing to me, but this is what happens when you look through, you know, a list of the top gaining stocks. You see things new to you. You know, I thought SPACs were priced at $10, but now, you know, we're getting these strange ones evidently. So medical devices, we're Eastman Kodak, that used to be a meme stock too, coincidentally. I think this is something to do with crypto, actually, direct digital. If you got any comments or questions, type them in the box. I can see them. I got another computer loaded up. Next time I'll probably email everyone saying we're going live so we can get more people live on the stream to ask questions. But I basically wanted to test this out and make sure it's, you know, still, I haven't done one in a year or two, make sure I can still even do it. Comstock Resources, I actually think that's used to be a mining stock, so it's mislabeled, and it's a chart pattern breaking out today, obviously. Metacrine, I don't know what, Solid Power, Document Securities, that used to be a fad stock, so is that one. Coal Plant Holdings, Drive Shack, says it's a leisure company. So these are, we've gone through, I'll go through 25 more, and then I can say we've gone through the 100 top gaining stocks of the day. You know, GameStop and AMC are the only ones that really have a big market cap so far. Now, this stock's probably mislabeled, but this, out of all of them, I would say, even the one before I said that, probably has one of the more interesting chart patterns. I know nothing about it. I'd have to look up, you know, what's the valuation on this stock? What is it actually? The name is Target Hospitality. The software is saying it's an oil and gas company. Doesn't sound like it, but it's got a consolidation pattern here that's kind of interesting. You know, if this stock could consolidate and break out, that would be an interesting trading setup for me. Here's another one. You know, it's basically a penny stock. Some of these companies are very weird. You know, here's one that's just rebounding. Looks like a disaster by the chart pattern. Skills. That's, you know, dead cat bounce. When this rally ends, that's not something you want to keep holding. Broken company. Here's one trying to break out of a base. Grin. That's the name of it, GRIN. We're going to look at the losers in a second. So I've gone through 100. I'm going to look at the questions. What about the QQQs? How's it even doing better than ARC? Well, that I can show you something real interesting about this software. So here's the triple Qs. It's having a big rebound. Well, it's 100 stocks. They're basically the biggest technology, big cap stocks that make up the entire NASDAQ. And there's a big reason they're doing better than ARC. But up until recently, this index was doing better than the S&P 500. And the reason why is because Apple is in it, and Apple's still remaining one of the top performing stocks in the market. Google's in it, Microsoft's in it. But you also had stocks like Netflix, which was a leader up until January when it crashed. Here's Facebook would crash. NVIDIA is leading. They put Tesla in it. There's the shares of Tesla. So it's weighted by stocks that, well, let me show you something neat about this software. I can press a button and just like that, load up a watch list with all the top stocks, with all the stocks in it. So JD's in it. This is it. This is in it. CrowdStrike's in it. Here's Apple. But the ones that are important, the ones that are doing the most volume, that Advanced Micro, Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, Intel, Micron, Lucid, Microsoft, Facebook. But the thing about the triple Qs, it hasn't been doing great since January. But it's still doing better than ARC. So it's been doing worse than the S&P 500, but better than ARC. So why is it doing better than ARC? Well, the holdings in ARC are really awful. So I'm going to show you the holdings in the Arc ETF, and I'm just ranking them. Well, I'll rank them by the, here's one Beam. So it's been dead. CRISPR, look at the decline in CRISPR since July. Signify Health, it's been, these stocks, most of them fell 50% from their highs of last year. Here's Robinhood. I mean, just decline. Square is having a rebound, but it was crashing. Zoom still is one of the worst stocks in the whole market. VCYT, Shopify. Look at that crash in Shopify. Berkeley Lights crashing still. This is just dead. This one's been dead. Fate's been. Look at how terrible the decline is. It's the Arc ETF. The holdings in ARC are made up of stocks that did incredible in 2020 and have done awful since really last summer. And they've been falling worse than the NASDAQ. So ARC is made up of a lot of stocks that are performing awful since last summer. And that's why ARC is doing worse than NASDAQ. It's why ARC's doing worse than the S&P. Just about every single managed fund there is in the entire investment world. It's crazy. Okay, someone's got a stock D now. Looks like an energy stock. That's a constructive chart. I don't know anything about it. I'm just looking at the chart. And then you mentioned OVV. And again, look, I like energy stocks. This says it's an energy stock. XLE ETF is something I own in my retirement account, but I own Exxon. I own Chevron. I own this one, which I'm not saying buy it now, but it's one of the top gaining stocks I own because you can see how much it's gone up. But I definitely like energy stocks and material stocks too. I'm not personally as heavily invested in them, but MP is a material stock someone on here is mentioning. But there's an ETF that tracks them to give you an idea what the sector's doing. I don't own this ETF, but I own like BHP, which is doing great. Rio, SSCO, Copper Company doing good. And I mentioned an Australia ETF that I bought, I think about Friday, I believe it was. But anyway, it's biggest holding is BHP. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's look at the losing stocks today inside the stock market and see what's going on there. Just going to US stocks in the losers, just for the sake of it. I mean, here's one falling 23%. Here's a tech stock just crashing with 1 million trading volume. So that's a pretty significant volume going on that. Snap One Holdings, it's broken down today. Again, most of these are ones I never heard of. PaySign, Winnebago breaking down. That's interesting. That's pretty nasty. 11% decline. Here's a consumer beauty company, Skin, that's having a heavy day, and it already rebounded. Looks like it's topped out. Adobe. So Adobe is inside the NASDAQ 100. It's inside the S&P 500, and it's one of the top losing stocks today, down 9%. So that's a significant decline in one of the big caps. And here's one completely getting shell-shacked. Thor Industries, near 52-week low. And it's a bunch of weird money line. You know, what is, I don't know what that is. Camping World. LGIH Homes, that's a major company, home builder. Boy, I looked through some ETFs. Let's show you something interesting too about Robinhood. I'm going to write this down when I do show it to you. So I looked at something else with Robinhood, and that is, it has a second thing where they'll show you the most widely owned exchange traded funds that people own. And it's a lot of weird ones. So it was kind of curious to me. And then I went and looked at some of them. I'll show you what I'm talking about though. So we're making a little bit more money with the gold and silver today in this account since the 30 minutes I've been talking. That's nice to see. What's SPY doing? Hopefully it's rebounding more or not as down as much. Uh-oh, that's not fun. Come on. Where's the, anyway. I just noticed this, 20 most popular ETFs. Now, interesting enough, silver's on there, but their Arc is on there. But this is where I saw some weird ones. The Round Hill Ball Metaverse, METV, a marijuana fund, MJ, a lithium fund, LIT. Very strange, because this morning I looked through all the exchange, well, not all of them, there's thousands of exchange traded funds. I looked through all the top ones in regards to the amount of trading volume they did. And these weird Robinhood funds actually weren't on the list. And then I got to load up the TC2000 again. And they have, well, I'll just type them in. So this weird meta thing, I mean, that just shows you how successful the meme is in getting people to invest in things. I mean, who in the world is going to buy a metaverse ETF? I mean, that's crazy. But here it is, and it's just been declining. Now, I wrote these down, I'll tell you the truth, in order to have a potential list of ETFs that I might short sell when I think this rally that we're seeing in the market is over with. And I hope it lasts longer. I hope it lasts months, but I don't know. We have to take this 1 month at a time. So this is a strange exchange traded fund, to say the least, but people got suckered in because of the word metaverse, I guess. Now, this is a cannabis fund that's been around for quite some time, but the Robinhood people are still playing cannabis stocks and investing in cannabis ETFs even, and they've been in a bear market for 2 years or 3 years, I think. And this lithium thing is something weird too. I never, think I'm going to just invest in lithium stocks, but there's an ETF for it. And you can see that it's done so far 271,000 shares of volume today, which isn't a massive amount of trading volume, but we can look through, which this is what I did this morning. I just took all the ETFs and ranked them by trading volume. And it's interesting. So this ETF, ProShares QQQ, has more trading volume than any other ETF. And then next is a short ETF for the same thing. So these people, evidently, there's a lot of people that are trying to day trade this triple Q thing, probably going long, going short, jumping in and out. Very difficult to do, very risky, but people are doing that. It's seemingly one of the most popular things to do. In fact, in some of the past videos and blog posts, I've made note of this Fidelity thing, and both these funds are on that Fidelity top traded of the day list. Then you got SOC, semiconductor ETF is number 3, emerging markets. I mean, this is the amount of trading volume going into these ETFs or today. Qs, SPY, FXI, the China ETF. I mean, people trying to play that rebound, I suppose. And some people like to play the VIX thing, another China thing, a triple SOX ETF, a short SPY. Here's XLE, which I do own, XLF for the financials, high yield corporate debt, another China thing, emerging markets. So evidently a lot of people are trying to play this China rebound one way or the other, getting very excited by the volatility in that China market to try to get involved with it. So yeah, as you point out there, Robert, those weird Robinhood, those weird ETFs, these Robinhood people, they're way below the 200-day moving average. CGC was a wonder stock 3 years ago, and now it's one of the worst stocks in the entire stock market. I'm talking about Canopy growth there. So back to the list, Arc, the list of ETFs, Vanguard, an ultra short oil. So a lot of people are trying to short oil, which to me seems kind of crazy, but there's another side for every trade. I'm long oil, so to speak, through energy stocks, but people are trying to short it. Another one, a DRIP. That's a S&P 2 times short oil ETF. And, it's just going down, 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 but people are trying to get the bottom. And here's SLV, which, as you saw, silver gold ticking up today. Really, it looks like silver and gold are establishing some trading range, probably between 1900 and 2000. Looks like that's what they're doing, with the gold, the mining stocks being a little bit more bullish and a little bit more jumpy than the metals themselves. That's what it looks like is happening. Now, there's one that I almost bought, to tell you the truth, last week. I thought, the stock market is going to rebound. I should buy a little bit more of something. And I bought IAF. I was thinking about buying this too. I was looking through all the countries, in Brazil, along with Australia, had among the best looking, I thought, ETFs for a rally for a couple of weeks, assuming the stock market in the United States did that. And you can see here's IWM for the Russell 2000. EWZ is doing better. IAF is doing better. The Russell is still lagging. Maybe it can break out of 210, but I wouldn't look for it to go anywhere if it does. So, and here, of course, is TLT. This is a one-time short for the NASDAQ. And here's IAU, which I do own, tracking gold. Again, looks like it's consolidating the recent move. And here's the main corporate bond, high yield or high grade corporate bond ETF, which I do have a small put position that puts the expire in 2 years that I bought, I think in December. So I guess it gives us a good idea of what is going on today in the markets. Hope you found this video useful. I'm going to turn off and go away, and maybe in a week or two do another video like this and plan it out a little bit more, send out an email ahead of time. So all that said, y'all have a good day, and I'll be talking with you later. And if you just happen to be someone that's come across this randomly on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're still here, hit the like button so people know that, and YouTube knows this is something useful information. YouTube will then show the video to other people. And if you are new to my videos and you want to get the next one, click the subscribe button and then the bell right next to it. And what YouTube will do is then send you an alert as soon as the next video is up.